So this therapy is very different from other therapies that I've experienced before. It's very structured, and there's a lot of filling out forms and sheets of paper and focusing on practical stuff. And that's kind of nice, actually, because I don't have to focus on how freaked out I am about going through therapy. So there's a lot of homework. And one of my first homework assignments was to think about how I'm going to be different after therapy, and really think about what parts of myself do I want to get rid of and what parts of myself would I like to keep. Because as my therapist explained to me, sometimes there are parts of PTSD or anything that you're going through that you might actually find valuable. For instance, being hyper aware and alert a lot, I think some people feel that gives them more of an edge. And maybe they are not willing to let go of the part of them that protects them fiercely, the part of them that is always on the lookout for people trying to take advantage of them. That was just one example that my therapist explained to me. Might be something that you might want to keep, or at least you might want to keep part of it. And so just figuring out, okay, what parts of me am I actually interested in getting rid of during this therapy? And this was just kind of during the part of therapy where you decide, okay, what are the goals here? What are we actually trying to do? And what does the end result look like? And I guess I didn't realize, and I've known that I have PTSD, and I've been looking into it for several months, but I never really thought about what parts of me are PTSD and what parts of me are not. And I never realized how much PTSD is entangled with my own personality. And I'm not sure that this is something that everyone with PTSD experiences. I think it probably has to do with the fact that I've grown up with it my whole life, and that it was part of my part of the period of time where I was forming who I am and what I think is normal, and who I want to be. All of that PTSD was a part of my development of my own identity, and that was actually kind of scary for me to realize. I don't know where PTSD ends and I begin. And there are even things that my therapist now has been explaining to me are parts of PTSD that I honestly thought were just little personality quirks. For instance, she told me that being hyper aware all the time gives you kind of tunnel vision, because when you're in fight or flight mode, you kind of zero in and focus with your eyes. Well, I always have kind of tunnel vision. In fact, it's something that my brother makes fun of me for. I can drive past the same route, like on my way to work, every day for a year, and there will be landmarks and buildings and stuff along the side of the road that I will never notice. And people will be like, okay, you've driven by this thing 100 times, you've never seen this thing? And I'm sure that there are some people out there who don't have PTSD who might be kind of like that. But for me, honestly, yeah, I think that's part of being, having the fight or flight on all the time, is that I get this kind of tunnel vision. I'm very focused on like one thing. I am terrible at looking for things. I'm looking at this one point right in front of me all the time, and so when I'm looking for something, I have to kind of focus the laser beam around, and it gets hard to be systematic about it. So I open the fridge, and I'm looking for the sour cream, and I can only see this tiny little dot, at any one time. And so I'm like, where's the sour cream? Where's the sour cream? Where's the sour cream? Where's the sour cream? And it takes me forever, and often I have to have help. And yeah, this is something that I just thought was part of me, and something that I'm often made fun of for, and in good humor. And, you know, it was just kind of a funny thing about me. And here I find out that actually, no, that's not normal. And probably if I had never had PTSD, that would not be a part of me. And that's something that's part of my identity. That's part of who I think of as me. And that was kind of scary for me. So immediately, right off the bat, I'm a little shaken. You know, here I was committed to going forward with this therapy, and I don't even know what I'm going to look like on the other side. I can't even tell you, you know, what parts of me I need to get rid of and what parts of me are going to stay. And all of a sudden, I realized that I have absolutely no clue what I look like without PTSD. It seems so simple, and yet it's kind of terrifying that I look into the future past my therapy, and here this whole time I'm thinking, once the therapy is over, it's going to be great, it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be great. But it's just a blank there. It's just a positive, vaguely positive blank. I can't even imagine myself in the future. So that was kind of a humbling start, I think, to therapy, to realize that I I have no idea what I'm in for, and I guess I didn't think about the fact that therapy is going to change who I am. Really change who I am. I will not be the same person at the end of it. And, you know, am I really prepared for that? Am I really ready to be a completely different person? I don't actually know. But I am going to forge ahead and continue on. I'm going to get through this. I don't really care what I look like on the other side. I have decided that I'm going to beat this, and I'm going to do it.